Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm about to do my very first review from this house called, I think I heard different names, different reviews, Nishane. So I'm gonna go with Nishan because that's the one I like the best. So this is the fragrance house from, it's a Turkish house basically. And they have about quite a few fragrances in their collection. I've been seeing the reviews, the Istanbul line, they have quite a few lines, but I'm obviously not an expert on this line. Some of the other reviewers like Sebastian, Zara, maybe a few other reviewers who reviewed this, they know better. So I'll let you know my thought on this fragrance called Hacivat. I think Hacivat. So you guys know which one it is. So I have this fragrance sprayed on the paper today, and I'll let you know why. And I'll review this fragrance as per what my nose got, and I'll let you know my honest thoughts. So first of all, they have a lot of stories with this fragrance. It's a shadow play series. They have three. This is extrait de parfum, and these are more pricey than the rest. Yes, if you have seen the other reviews, you will get those information. So this fragrance costs you about 50 ml extrait de parfum will cost you $250, I think, retail. In Bangladesh, it's going for $150, more or less, around that price range by the sellers because it's mostly available on gray market. But if you pay retail, it's gonna be much more than that. But I have smelled another Nishan before this fragrance. That one I really felt like was beautiful. I forgot the name, what it was, but today let's focus on this one. So it comes in 4 or 5 rather different layer of packaging. First of all, they give you this one, kind of like a plastic covering, like it's like a big case. Then it comes with a sleeve, like a very beautiful, I love this pattern here. Okay, it's very beautiful, artistic, sort of you see on the top of the mosque. They have nice sort of like design going on top of the buildings of the mosques. Okay, it says Nishan, and it says extrait de parfum here. Like that. Back some more information. Yeah. Then the next one you're gonna get is this box. This is why a little bit more pricey, because the other Nishan fragrances, they slide from the side. So this fragrance, it's all woody kind of box and says Nishan, and then these patterns are not flat. You can these are like there are holes in there. So when you open it, there you go, they're horse, and then the bottle stays in there in that velvet cushioning. Very premium, I would say. Very nice looking presentation, and the presentation is what is costing the fraction of the money of that high price tag. Then it doesn't end there. They give you a sort of envelope, and inside they give you that card of the shadow play and everything. The reason why I'm not going to that, because they said this fragrance inspired by those shadow play and a lot of things. I do not buy it. I'm sorry, like if I'm sounding like a snob or something, I'm really sorry, because I'll tell you the reason why I don't think so, and why I don't want to go to that play and all that. Anyway, so here's the bottle. All the bottles look the same size, but this is white in color. It says Hacivat and Nishan extrait de parfum. It says Istanbul. They have their detailing going on up there. So white bottle, if you put it against the light, I think you can see the juice inside, so it's not entirely opaque. Under there they have nothing much going on. So cap is very heavy. Bottle presentation, I do not find them to be extraordinary. I have seen much better. The atomizer is like that. Cap is very heavy, like Parfum de Marly, and it does not click onto place, so I would not dare pick it up because it's expensive. So there you go. So this fragrance, there are some good things, there are some bad things. So this bottle belongs to my brother, and he gave it to me. Actually, I didn't ask for it, but he bought it and he said, would you like to review it? I said, of course. I sprayed with him in the car, and he was really looking at my reaction, like what I feel about it. So that day I got 3 fragrances: Carlisle, this, and Diorom's Port, the vintage. This one, upon the initial spray, it really made me smile big, and I said, this is quality. And right away, even before I knew it, before he told me, this is more close to something from Crete, Aventus. I kind of picked up the Aventus. I'm like, wow, is that Aventus? And he said, yes, it's inspired by Aventus, and that's what at least other reviewers are saying. Maybe Manny or some other reviewers. But after 2, 3, 4 minutes, I said this is actually a lot more than Aventus. It's going to a different direction. It's a lot more creamier. It's more milky, like this color, and it has a melon vibe. It has a lot of more fruits, sort of like winter melon sort of a smell coming from it. So it's very beautiful. If you have ever had winter, like a melon milk sort of a drink, gives me that sort of feel. And another feel it gives me is that pineapple leaf, and not really pineapple. You know, like the top of the pineapple, there the whole bunch of leaves coming out. If you take it out, you'll get this smell from this perfume. So then, uh, what are the good things about this fragrance? I'll tell you. First of all, the beast mode performance. The extrait parfum even lasts longer than the EDP concentration they offer, and it does last a very long time. On my skin, I got about 6 to 7 hours in the high heat. Perhaps in the cold weather it will last long. Projection is very very good for 2-3 hours, and that's another plus point. Third one is the price point for this. If you are paying, let's say, $250 for extrait parfum for 50 ml, that translates to 100 ml to how much? $500. I think that's ridiculous. I don't think that's worth this price tag. But if you're getting it for 150 like in Bangladesh or below for $50, I think that's pretty much within the the range of other similar quality or great fragrances. So those are the basic ones. I think this is pretty much unisex to my nose, and the fragrance is good for, I think, mild cold weather like Aventus would be or Cedrat Boaz would be. This doesn't come off as a very nice summer fragrance to me because it's very very overpowering. So that day I really really loved it, and then gave it a few days wearing, like 2 days. So here is the thing with me, this fragrance, why I did not buy the story, because it's not the story I do not buy. I am interested in stories, I am interested in history. They say this fragrance was inspired by this certain shadow play or whatever, but it smells a lot like it's inspired by Creed's Aventus. I'm sorry to say, it has that pineapple thing. Of course, Creed Aventus, it's more citrusy, like a transparent sort of fragrance, not have doesn't have that huge body behind it like this one does, as a milky sort of a I don't know, vanilla gourmand sort of a feel. This one, Creed Aventus, has only that pineapple, juicy pineapple, smoky, sometimes smoky, kind of spicy kind of fragrance. This one has a lot more depth. So that day I really loved it, but one day what happened? I went to have burgers. I was really craving for it, worked out, and I went for 3 big burgers. I ordered it, and it was in my hand here. While I was eating it, I was getting huge smell going to my nose. Like the smell was overbearing. It was just one spray, and I really figured out it was like hot outside, but inside got air conditioning going on. Even despite that, it gave me a headache, and I'm not a big fan of that. So the shadow play thing, because it's Aventus DNA, so I'm like, it's nothing original in my opinion. It's built to love, like Sebastian Zara says. Everybody will love it. It will capture attention, and that makes it kind of blah for me. I'm sorry to say that. I'm not trying to be offending anybody's sentiments here, but I'm just telling you what I get. This fragrance, it's just very obvious. That's why I kind of feel like kind of put off by that. It's like sometimes, like people say, why do people hate safe, pleasant, and fragrance that are like, nice? This is a nice fragrance. I'm not hating it. What I'm saying is this fragrance didn't excite me. That's what I'm saying. I know I smell it on the dry down, it feels like kind of falls flat, and it becomes huge, thick burst of sugary, kind of like Turkish delight sort of. You can see that way. Like Turkish, they have Turkish kebab, durum kebab. They have drinks called ayran. Yes, the kind of like a salty lassi kind of drinks. I'm used to their Turkish food. So Turkish food is very nice. They have nice sort of delicacies like sweets, baklava sort of thing. But this fragrance has too much of it. I would like to eat this, but I would not like to wear it on me. Perhaps in winter it will be a different story. So this fragrance didn't work for me. That is the thing I'm trying to say. I think this is overhyped, honestly speaking. But the good things are, if you're paying a lot of money for this fragrance, yes, if you want your fragrance to project, you're just like those people. I don't care. I just see names. I see hype, and I think like, I need that fragrance in my collection to get noticed. Okay, this is the fragrance. Yes, definitely worth the money if you're looking for just that performance, projection, and you don't really care if it has that like sophistication or daring side to it or something unique about it. This thing is missing that. So I think it's a pass for me. I mean, it's a nice fragrance, but it kind of falls flat. Doesn't excite me that much. But the other one that I tried from Nishane, I really loved it. If I have that sometimes, I think Istanbul that smell like kind of like a lemon cream pie, kind of like Edition Blanche, I forgot the name. That I would really, really love to review. So this fragrance, longevity and projection is a beast, 10 out of 10. Season, I think, is mild cold weather. Purpose is unisex. Wear to wear it, you can wear it for parties. I think it will smell really great on ladies. You know, it smells more feminine than masculine. It has a nice fruity feel, more fuller body feel, and it's a complete fragrance, but it's doesn't have quite the kick somehow looking for. So versatility is pretty good on this, but do not wear 2-3 sprays of this. You just spray half in the summer's days, so that will project and last a long time. So Hacivat, what I'm gonna give this fragrance, if you put aside the performance, you know, the hype and everything, I'll give this a 6 out of 10. Because if you ask me which one I would prefer over this, I would prefer even Aventus over this. And you guys know Aventus is not my number one fragrance. I have other fragrances, Elysium, Aventus Cologne. I love Cedrat Boise over this one. So Hacivat, it's a nice fragrance, but it's not for me. So acquired taste, I guess. So the headache that I got, I do not appreciate it. So I apologize to all the people who love this fragrance. So that's my review for today. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon, and good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.